This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Starting Sunday.
Who is he?
The story of romance and intrigue.
Jason, I'm terrified.
Richard Chamberlain.
Marie, I'm a hired killer.
Jacqueline Smith.
Take her to the river.
Robert Ludlum's best-selling thriller. Bourne Identity.
A weapon doesn't feel. It doesn't think. It only executes. If it fails in this one simple job, the weapon is deemed expendable, unpredictable, dangerous. I'll show them dangerous.
Hello all. We're talking spy and espionages once again. Yeah, so I could not get enough people to sign up for me on this one. I decided to journey to it myself. Someone's got to take out the trash, and I love me some Jason Bourne. That whole Treadstone saga, originally created by Robert Ludlum and recrafted into a hit Universal movie franchise starring Matt Damon, Jeremy Renner, Franco Potente, and Brian Cox. It has been one of the more agreeable giant movie franchises. But before that, this action mystery originally was adapted, much like Lord of the Rings. It was always an earlier thing. It was originally an ABC TV movie miniseries that ran 3 hours and 5 minutes, showed over 2 nights. And it co-starred in the female role as the gal he picks up, Marie. She was portrayed by Jacqueline Smith of Charlie's Angels fame. So once again, she's still typecast in spy movie territory. But, she's had her day in the sun. She was always a reliable TV actress. This thing goes by pretty fast. It was noted as being way closer to the Robert Ludlum books than the newer movies were, and that's okay. You can, much like James Bond, you can enjoy whatever you want. Both versions have redeemable qualities to them. Richard Chamberlain of Shogun and Dr. Kildorn fame was in this. He's on board. You also see various other recognizable faces like Wolf Collar as an assassin with glasses, who you'll know as one of the Nazis in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Indiana Jones movie. Herman Dietrich. You also got Denholm Elliott, another Indiana Jones favorite. He was in Marcus Brody in those Indiana Jones films. It's been in other stuff like September and A Bridge Too Far and the original version of Alfie. And Anthony Quayle is one of the generals. Donald Moffat, of all people, yeah, you might know him from being in the principal in Tales of the City, as well as just various kind of B movies. He was the president in Clear and Present Danger, as well as had some was on the Logan's Run TV show and The Thing and The Terminal Man and Earthquake. Always reliable. Rest in peace. This goes by pretty fast. They change the main thing according to Wikipedia, and I'm due for a reread of the books. Apparently, Bourne's undercover identity is Kane, and Alexander Conlon, who was the main villain in the first book and the first movie, is actually killed by one of his own people. In the novel, he apparently survived and appeared in subsequent books. In the book's ending, Carlos the Jekyll, that's right, that Carlos the Jekyll, who was the main terrorist bomber who, in typical Reagan era, Rambo era, Bourne was fighting a lot of real life people, and Carlos the Jekyll was one of them. He apparently escapes, but in the film he's killed because we like to have an actual conclusive ending. I'm surprised they didn't make this a habit of making these a lot of ongoing TV movies and miniseries like they did anything else, but it goes by pretty fast. The scenery is really solid. The music isn't cheesy or outdated. Roger Young is a reliable American film and TV director. He's done various stuff like Bitter Harvest, Into Thin Air, and The Squeeze, and For Love and Glory, as well as just various other films and shows. He's pretty reliable, and I thought he did a good job here. Altogether, this delivers everything you're thinking of. But altogether, I don't. This is a good start, especially if you want to see where it began, or if you're looking for something slightly closer to the book in terms of style. This would be the way to go to, especially if you want just fun 80s entertainment in general. Altogether, a winner, an absolute winner. Now let's go on to the Bourne Conspiracy video game. That's right. They did a video game that was a very fun, just button masher. It won a nomination for the Golden Trailer Award. It was very explosive. Paul Oakenfold, yes, that electronic music guy we love himself, did some work on the soundtrack, and it's marvelous. This has the usual amount of video game voiceover actors, including, as well as just other reliable people. You got Nicholas Guest, who you'll probably know as the narrator from Sons of Anarchy. Yorgos Constantine is another bad guy actor, but he's doing voiceovers. Philippe Bergeron, who was kind of a guy in the 90s and did stuff like The Family Man, Contact, and the awful 90s Godzilla. Steve Blum, another very common video game actor, including voicing Wolverine in the 90s X-Men cartoon. Franco Potente reprises her role as Mary. That's the only direct connection to the movies, but it was cool that they had her voice it, or reuse her voice at least. There's some other voice actors here too who, again, if you look at their resume, it's going to be various like episodes of like NCIS, The Unit, and 24, as well as various war movies and sci-fi guest appearances like Babylon 5. Harry Von Gorkum, who you might know from an episode of Friends and Tears of the Sun, among other things, is also on here. Andre Hughes is one. Yeah, it's a dynamite game, and I beat it in about 2 days. It was very easy no matter what the difficulty was, but that didn't stop the fun, especially because the cinematics were interactive like many games were around this time. This made me a fan of Jeffrey Pierce. He's another guy who's been in a bunch of stuff. He's had recurring roles on Bosch and guest appearances on shows like Nikita, Castle Rock, Justified. Very reliable guy. And he was Tommy in the Last of Us video game, and like many of the game actors in that, he ended up having a different role in the TV show and a blink and a miss it cameo. Very reliable guy. And whenever I see him, I just instantly recognize him. Not everyone else will, but when you do see him, you know you're in for a good time, and that he's a reliable, just badass character actor. This game is so much fun. William Sadler, that's right, the William Sadler from Madam Secretary and Die Hard 2 and Trespass. He gets to play the villain Alex Conklin, and his voice acting is really awesome. The fights are very inspired. Again, the interactivity and such is really awesome. The locations are nice, and there's plenty of bloodshed for a T-rated game, so that doesn't hold back. Again, you can find samples of that soundtrack and you'll be very blown away by it. The car chasing is fun. You could have used a little more work there. That's my only true complaint, but for what it was, it did exactly what it was supposed to. So this is two very entertaining alternate versions of the David Webb Jason Bourne character. So thank you all for listening, and please leave us some reviews, some feedback, whatever's on your mind. Maybe give us a suggestion. We might review something that you suggest. Take care, all.
We'll return after these messages.
If you like small town mystery, crazy news, and wild history, then the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast is for you. Each week, Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty bring you the absolute best Florida has to offer. So if you're looking for a show that's safe for the family, but funny enough to help you escape everyday life, then listen to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast. That's Florida Men, plural, on Florida Man podcast.
Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening. It's a